And welcome to Python programming tutorial from rcvacademy.com. In this tutorial I'm going to talk about conditional operators in Python. So what I have done is I have already created a conditional operators.py file with some of the key explanations of the conditional operators that you can use in Python. So Python provides lot of operators, and among which there is a subset of operators that you can use for conditional operators. So the first one of that is the comparison operators, the second is logical operator, third one is the membership operator, and fourth one is the identity operator. Okay, so let's go one by one and understand what the comparison operators are. So comparison operators are equal, not equal, greater than, less than or equal, and greater than or equal. So these comparison operators you can use in the conditional statement as an conditional operators too. So they'll evaluate to true and false and can be used in the conditional operator. Similarly, logical operators like and, or, and not can be used as a conditional operator as well. So and returns true if both the statements are true. So for example, A is less than 10 and B is less than 10. If both evaluate to true, then that returns true, and or if any one of the condition returns true, then that it returns a true. And not is the reverse of the result. So whatever is the result, if you use not in front of it, it will reverse it from true to false or false to true. So these are some of the logical operators that you can use as a in the conditional operator. So let's see an example of the logical operator. So what I have done is I have assigned some of the values to the variables a and b. So 5 is assigned to a and 6 is assigned to b. So now what I'm doing is I'm evaluating if a is less than 10 and b is less than 10, then I'm printing the condition met, else printing condition not met. So let me comment all the other code and try to run this. So just run it, and in the console you can see condition met. So what it did is, since a is 5, so 5 is less than 10 and b is less than 10 as well. B is 6 and 6 is less than 10 as well. So it evaluated this if condition evaluated to true, and that's why it printed condition met. Now if I say or and try to execute it, it will again evaluate to true, because either or, so a is less than 10 and b is less than 10, so both conditions are meeting. So even if I say, let's say I'll change b to 20, so it's not met still, because I have used the operator logical operator or, it should still say condition met. So execute it and it's showing condition met because a less than 10 is being met. Now if I change a to 50 and try to execute again, now it will say condition not met because none of the condition are being met. So in this case 50 is not less than 10 and 20 is not less than 10, so condition hasn't been met and none of the condition, so it came to else and printed out condition not met. So that's brief about the logical operator. Let me comment this out and move further. Now in the identity operator, I'll uncomment the code here. So now in the identity operator there are two operators, is and is not. So is returns true if both variables are the same object. So this is not the actual value, it compares the object, not the value. So and is not also compares the object, so it returns true if both the variables are not the same object. So which means a is not b and a is b. So to explain this, what I have done is I have two variables a and b and have assigned the string 100 to both of these. Now if what I have done is I have used a condition, if A is B, then print both A and B are same objects, else print different objects. So let's clear the console and try to execute this, and now you can see both A and B are same objects. So how do you know that both of these are the same objects? So let's try to print the IDs of these objects. So I'll just say print ID of A, and I'll just copy this and print ID of B as well. And let's see what the IDs are of these. And here you can see the IDs of A and B are exactly similar, and that's why it says both A and B are the same objects. Now let me change A to an integer and B to a string, and then try to execute the same program. And now you can see that they are not the same object, they are the different objects, right? So that's how it is and is not evaluates. Now let me comment this piece of code and move further to the membership operator. So membership operator has two flavors, in and not in. So what in does is, let me quickly uncomment these. So what membership operator does is it returns true if A is member of a collection B. So as the previous one, is and is not is basically compares the same object. The membership operator works on the collection. So if you have a collection of objects, what membership operator will do is it will whatever information or whatever so membership operator will compare the value that you are passing with the collection, with the value in the collection. If it finds out that the value or the value is in the collection, then it will return true. Otherwise it will return false. So for example, to explain this, I have a collection or a list of the cities which is stored in B, and then I have a string variable A which I have assigned a value Mumbai. Now what I'm doing is I'm saying if A in B, print object A is in the list B, else print object is not in the B. So now you can see that A string is there in B, so it should print object A is in the list B. Let's try to clear and execute it. So now you see object A is in list B is being printed, right? Now if I change the object to something else, just add one more I and then run. Now you see object A is not in B, it's printed. Now how do you know that both objects are same? So you can use the same command, print ID, and print ID of A, and then same thing, print ID of B. So in this case, B, since B is the list, so you have to give the since B is the list, so you have to give the index of the item that you're looking for to compare. So Mumbai is at the index first index, so you'll just say B0 and run the program again. I'll clear the screen, run it, and you can see that the ID of A and ID of B are exactly same, and that is why object A is in the list B is being printed. So this comparison is successful, and that's why it has printed that both the objects are same. So this is a brief about the conditional operators in Python. Thank you.